So the week is coming to a close, and you might have to write some emails. And good news for you, you already know you're going to do it in ChatGPT. Problem is, ChatGPT, what it might produce might not be what you want. So very quickly, I'll share how to use ChatGPT as inspiration and write better emails and maybe some ways to think about how ChatGPT works in this context. So I do have my ChatGPT right here using Bolt AI on my Mac. What I'll do is let's create a scenario here. And here I'm a team member on a tech, working on a tech product, and I want to write an email to my team, giving an update of where things are for me. And ideally, I want to end with a call to action that they should share their updates as well. So the usual thing, I write you are a team member. So here I give ChatGPT my role on a tech product is what I'm going to write there. And I will write the task that ChatGPT should perform. An email to update the team on my current progress. Let's get that going. My current progress, if I can spell correctly today. Here are the things. I've done two things, let's imagine. Here are the things I've done so far. All right, I'm going to create a bullet list. I've completed customer research, good for me, and hopefully good for them as well. I have also compiled, maybe in this case, I've compiled all my research assets. One thing to keep in mind is that when you're writing your prompts, if you want to get meaningful results from ChatGPT, you want to almost pretend like you have, which it is, an assistant working with you, and you are giving them a clear order. And ideally always help, as I started here, with to always give ChatGPT a role to work with. A call to action is what I want to end for them to share their updates. Of course, you could craft your prompt differently, but I will start with these basics and we'll just see what ChatGPT gives us. So I enter my prompt and here it's going ahead, dear team, I hope blah, 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 this finds you well, so far so good. And it's writing its email here almost right away. The problem I always have with ChatGPT is that it's always very wordy. It uses a lot of text. No surprises there, it's generating text. It wants to give the most useful information as much as possible. Issue now is there's a lot of text, and often when you're writing emails, especially emails that you are hoping that others will act on, you almost want to put the most important things first. So if I copy this, I'm going to drop this over here. This is just my text editor where I always compose my emails first. When you're writing your emails, you probably don't want to compose in your text editor. Things happen, you write a long email, the app crashes, and your email is gone. So I always compose it somewhere else outside of the email editor itself. Then I do my edit. When I'm done, I copy and send the email. Okay. So this is the draft. I will call this the draft 0.1 that ChatGPT has given us. It's a great starting point. So this is, a bunch of words, 300. And when I put here, I see that it probably takes someone about 1 minute, 35 seconds to read this, which is not good for an email. You want to probably keep your email ideally under, I'll probably say 50 seconds. At least the most important thing should be read in probably about 20 seconds is how I think about this stuff. So I hope this email finds you well. I probably can't get rid of that, quite frankly, but we can be nice and keep that there. I want to take a moment to update you on the progress with the tech product and share some exciting development. In an email, I think this is kind of slightly wasted real estate because if I'm reading this, so this is the first thing. This is the second point that I want to have here. We'll see how we kind of transformed into something easily scannable when people read their email. And I believe these milestones will blah, 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 lay a strong foundation with this in mind. I encourage you to provide updates. So this is an action we want to take, and it's kind of buried all the way down here in this wall of text. So I believe, and this is very passive, I believe these milestones provide civic and lay foundation for next steps. And ChatGPT is trying to be a little bit nice here, but everyone is busy. Life is short. We can't be burying crucial things all the way down here. So we have to rewrite this in a way that makes sense. Please take a moment to send your updates by, deadline. That's good. This will allow us for a comprehensive view of the team progress. You're giving a reason why they should do this. Okay. So, few things. I'm going to kind of just make some of these things bold. First, dear team, please find my updates. In fact, I'm just going to, so this is what ChatGPT is recommending. I will just go straight to the point. Please find my updates for this week. And here, one thing I could do, a little bit of just my style. I do not like long paragraphs. I think they're hard to read. Many people will be reading your email on their phones, and long paragraphs and wordy text just does not look good on the phone. So when I write my emails, I always try to I keep my sentences short. I keep my paragraphs short, so it's easy to read. So I'll say, please find my updates for the week column. And here I might provide an high level summary, pretty much the stuff that ChatGPT actually done for us, but it is keeping all the way down. So I believe my update. So here I'm kind of just looking for the summary that ChatGPT might have for us. So this is the first thing. Usually, again, I'm finding that summary. I'll keep this blank first. I'll come back to this. And here I like to have things as bullet list or a numbered list. So I can either say 1 or 2. I can do something like this. So, it's a little bit easier to scan through. So blah, blah, blah. I want to take a moment. I'll probably just get rid of all this that ChatGPT wrote. You might have a different style, but this is mine. I keep it short. I am pleased to inform you that blah, blah, blah. So first, I will just say what this has done. I'm going to get rid of this. I have completed the user phase. This is the action that I want them to see right away. I'm going to make this bold. Now, you might say, what is this delay that you're having here? This is Markdown. I always almost write everything I do in Markdown, and Markdown allows me to format my text. Notice here, I have this in these 2 asterisks. If I actually preview this, it looks nice, like this. So I always write all my stuff in Markdown first. So I have completed. Again, I like to just keep my sentences short. Keep that in mind. I have completed the user phase. This is the most important thing. Then I'm providing explanation. I like this explanation is kind of nice and okay. It could be shorter, but for this, we'll keep it as is. I've called out my key point, and I'll do the same pattern here. I've compiled the key thing I want them to do. I want them, to see. I'll make that bold. So it will look like this. So if they're scanning, dear team, we'll come back to actually this. Please find my updates for the week. They can quickly read this. They can quickly read this. And if they have the option to read more, if they prefer, or they just say, okay, got it. And this, we can now come back to this. So I would say these milestones, let's just get rid of this. I believe, I'm not sure why, ChatGPT keeps believing in things. Just go straight to the point. These milestones represent significant progress for our project and lay a strong foundation for the next steps. I'm going to say, again, this is kind of just all fluff. It's crucial for us to collaborate and share this with this in mind. I encourage you, this is all just fluff. We get rid of all the fluff. Please find my updates for the week. Please provide a brief update on your progress, highlighting any achievements, challenges, dependencies you have encountered. Okay. I like that. This will help us stay informed, blah, blah. Usually, since this is kind of a call to action a little bit, I will pretty much highlight this a little bit as well. Again, just to make my email scannable. So when people are reading, they can, things in bold, they can quickly say, okay, these are the key points. Maybe they're in a rush. They don't have to read the whole thing. I highlight the key points for them so they can move on. So here, let's keep going. So this says, please send your updates by deadline, whatever the deadline is. We have that there. Please send, in fact, that's the way I said, please send your updates by. I will keep that in its own line, quite frankly, again, to keep things short and easy to digest. So I may start to look like this. It's still quite long, but that's because of these things, which I will probably make shorter. But for this email, we'll keep it as is. Thank you for your dedication. I look forward to hearing about your progress and work. So we'll have that like so. I look forward to continue and share towards our goals. Just get rid of some stuff there. Look forward to hearing about your progress and continuing to work towards our goal. A little bit wordy, but that's fine. Best regards, Tech Product, your name, team member. Okay, we've improved this a little bit, made it a little bit better. What I will now do is, this is an important point, so I've kind of trimmed this down to at least something slightly more readable. And this is ChatGPT's subject. I will come back to that when I'm done with my email. So I have this, please share your updates by deadline. I might highlight this as well because that's an important point there. So I'm highlighting some important things. When they should share their email and this. So please find my updates for this week. And here, dear team, and I'll kind of rewrite. Now that I've gotten my stuff, I will have this. Here is my update for this week. I look forward to yours as well, due by pretty much deadline. So what I've done here, unlike what ChatGPT did for us, I wrote my email, then I summarized. My first paragraph is a summary of pretty much the whole content of this email. The deadline, they know exactly what's going on, they know what they're getting this email, they know exactly what they need to do. So pretty much, I couldn't get to this up until I've gone to the whole body of the email. So often I write my introduction to my email last. I don't write it first, which is a little bit of the point you want to keep in mind. I write it last for exactly this reason. Another secret thing is, when people read this email, as you know, in something like Gmail will actually show a preview of the first few lines of the email. So I often always want to keep the most important bit at the first. All the, I hope you're well, I hope things are doing. So this is previously what GPT gave us. I hope your email finds you well. I want to take a moment. These are kind of just all fluffs and blab, and it kind of wasting everybody's time. Pretty much, people want to, in their preview, see what's going on, read the email, and go ahead with their life. So when they get the email, the preview, their team, so again, I'll write the subject last. Dear team, here's my update for the week. I look forward to yours as well. Due by, we'll have a date there. Please find my updates. And now we can kind of rewrite this a little bit. Since I've said for this week, please find my update. 1, 2, punchy. 1, 2, this. 1, that's that. 2, that's that. This is going to update and strong frame from the milestone. And you can go ahead and repeat what you said earlier and clarify what you want and maybe some platitudes of some sort. And we're good to go. Finally, let's make this. And here we can say update. We don't need to update on progress. It kind of means the same thing. So that's repeating itself a few times. Customer research and asset. I actually do like this subject that ChatGPT crafted outside of what I just deleted, because this pretty much just gives a summary of these 2 key points. So in fact, if all they read was this subject line, I hate long subject lines, but oftentimes it's okay. So I have my update, the subject, update, customer research, and asset. They open the email, pretty much, even in their preview, they see what it looks like. 1, 2, they know what's going down the hill, and they can read it. So hopefully, writing an email like this gets your team members to love you a little bit more. you save a little bit of time, and ideally you get the response you're looking for from your team members. Use ChatGPT, however, is just a tool. It still relies, or we still rely on you to use ChatGPT and actually craft a really readable response that works well for everyone. Cheers.